Good evening, everyone. We're going to do an evening walkthrough. I like to always check on my garden at least twice in a day, usually in the morning as well as in the evening. So this will be like an evening tour here in late May, heading into June. Currently, I'm back over here, of course, at the cabbage, and as you can see, it is starting to make a head that is going to be gorgeous. In fact, all these cabbages are doing what they're doing and making a head. I'm going to have to actually lay down some snail stuff because actually the whole damage that you're seeing and some of the leaves are coming from snails. We are battling those snails really bad this year. So I'm fixing to actually put in some snail pellets that are OMRI certified so that way I can still stay within the organic practice. What you're looking at here is our bush beans, and they are coming in wonderfully. Look at that. They too have also been attacked by the snails. We have, of course, the turnip leaves, which are turnip greens, but we grew all leaves and everything. And then right here, we're looking at the mustard. God, they're beautiful. It's something about doing an evening garden tour. You get to appreciate your garden at a whole different level than even in the morning. Right here, once again, is another set of the beans, and we're also looking at some more of the cabbages. I can't wait to harvest one of them this year. And this beautiful lemon balm bush that I literally just cut all the way down last week. As you can tell, it is coming back wonderfully. Also, we're going to take a look over here. This is what it would actually look like when it's full. But until then, it's just kind of coming back. And Charles, I'll give it about another 2 weeks and it'll look dead like that over there. Here are some more of our bush beans that are growing over here in this container. Back here is some more of the fresh salad that we actually planted. So we will be harvesting some more of that. We've been actually eating it as cut and come green, some arugula and everything. So, and trust me, it is nothing like having fresh salad from your garden. As you can tell, I'm walking over here to where we have the asparagus and the strawberries. And my word, these strawberries are like everywhere. We've actually been getting a fairly decent harvest from them this year, which I've been really happy with. We've been battling the slugs on them too. But look what we have going on here, you all. The pole beans are actually climbing up the stream. I love some good pole beans too. Here we grow the pole beans as well as we grow bush beans. We grow like the Kentucky Wonder pole bean, which of course is an heirloom variety. You know, in this beautiful bed, we also have more of our beets. We are growing the Detroits, the Chicagos, and the Golden in this one. Not to forget, look at these peas. We've been harvesting a ton of peas here lately. And this is the new one, the Sugar Magnolia. Look how gorgeous those are. And over here, we just have like our regular snap peas, sugar snap peas. And these are just beautiful, and the vines are gorgeous and healthy, and they are constantly putting on more peas. Please forgive the interruption there. That's the only other thing about being in a city. You do get all the sounds of what goes on. Right here is a gorgeous borage plant. I'm waiting for it to flower and everything. But let's look also down into the Chautauqua beets. And you will see right there, there is a beet. And they are just making beets all over the place. But look at these leaves. You know, you can eat the beet leaves. You do not just have to wait for the root crop. You can eat those. They are very sweet in salads and everything. So if you're not much of a person who likes to eat the root of the bulb and wait to have it pickled, then I would suggest trying their beet leaves in a salad. And over here again, you all, is the cauliflower. We haven't gotten any heads yet, but that's not abnormal technically for cauliflower in general. But I can see where they're starting to try to kind of twist around and maybe even make a head or two. But here's what I really want you all to see. Look at the broccoli. There it is. This head on this broccoli is just coming in. There's 1, 2. We have another one. 3. I think it's at least 4 or 5 of them, because I said this is all broccoli. Let's see if we can get a wide out shot of this. So that is all broccoli. And under there, actually, and a few more up under here, is more baby broccolis. So as these come on and we get to harvest the big head, if you remember in my past video, I was talking about if you harvest a big head, you will also turn around and get what's called broccolinis, because broccolis will sit out an extra shot shoot. Well, you all, we had to harvest the spinach. As I was telling you also in the last video, that it was going to seed. And sure enough, that's what happened. But I went ahead and left a few of the plants in, so that if you never seen what going to seed means, or bolting, especially for cold crops, this is what I was referring to. See how the spinach shot up a whole stem and it's putting off like these flowers. But these will actually be the seeds, and you can take and save those, especially if it's been an open pollinated, excuse me, and hasn't been crossed with anything else. You can save those seeds, plant them for next year, and regrow the same spinach or plant that you have. But I wouldn't suggest doing it with your hybrids, because as I said once before too, with your hybrids on a norm, they have been crossbred with 1 or 2, sometimes even up to 4 different plants in order to get the characteristics that somebody might be looking for in that particular plant. But I usually try to grow a majority of all heirloom open pollinated myself in general. Don't get me wrong, I do grow a few hybrids like my Lemon Boy tomato, because I just love that tomato. But for the most part, I do my best to grow nothing but heirloom seeds and open pollinated seeds. And it's more, say, focusing on the open pollinated versus the heirloom. The heirloom just basically focus on the history of it and how long it's been around, and you tend to know that whatever that is, it is going to still generate and make the same plant. Anyway, but let's look at some more beets, because in this bed here too, I have more beets. I have the Early Wonder, which is these beautiful, huge green and red beet leaves. And if you look down in there, yes, you see it. Another beautiful beet. Look at that, and those beautiful, beautiful stems. And then over here, we have bull's blood, and those these beautiful red leaf beets. You cannot go wrong with some beautiful bull's blood beets. So definitely what you can do with beets, you can plant beets in the spring, you can plant them in the summer, you can even plant them in the fall. So that is definitely one of the good crops that you can have just all year round. We're going to also look at this year, as I was saying too, we grew celery. You know, we're technically growing celery. It's about time to actually get it here and harvest it. But I just have to show you this beautiful celery. And it's the first time that we have ever grown celery here. So I'm looking very forward to actually harvesting some of the celery, hopefully soon and very soon. Let's go and take a look at the potatoes and the collard greens and some of the kale greens and everything. So let's go take that trip real quick. Here we are at the container garden, and I swear it just keeps growing and growing and growing, because here we go. These are the red Norland potatoes in this beautiful container. And look at this lettuce. If you remember, even just last week with this lettuce, it was not this full. Of course, the carrots are still coming along wonderful. More lettuce. This is that Rocky Top from at Baker's Creek. more carrots, of course, and carrots, and of course more lettuce. And this is the little gems lettuce from Hudson Valley. Back here, as you can see, in those grow bags is more potatoes, and more potatoes, and what? More potatoes. We will be doing what's called mounding. We're going to turn around and actually put some more dirt in these bags because you don't want your potatoes to become exposed. If you was to bury them in the ground, it'll be called hilling up. But in this case, since we have all of ours like in grow beds and containers, we will basically put more dirt in to mound them up. Let's go just take a real quick look, possibly in the greenhouse. But first, we'll look at a few herbs. You can grow a lot of your herbs and stuff in containers, which is what we're growing here, like the rosemary, the chives, which my chives is actually from last year, and my sage. My sage started off this real little plant, and now look at it. And believe it or not, in certain zones, sage too is a perennial. Okay, here in the greenhouse, as you can see how all of these wonderful plants have just grown, and they're growing and growing. I actually had a few people reach out to me, and so I will be actually selling a few of these come next week actually. But here you go. These are some beautiful peppers, and we have even eggplant in here. These are some of the beautiful tomatoes, and more tomatoes, more peppers, more tomatoes, and more tomatoes. And even though it is, an evening walk, our greenhouse is still at this point in time registering 82 degrees. And what we do is we keep this wonderful netting zipped up for them so the way the bugs can't get in, but we leave it open all night so that way air can still circulate through there, which is another good way of keeping them adapted for when they actually come out of the greenhouse. We're going to go and take a look at the sweet potatoes, and we've also planted out some mini tomatoes and some mini grow bags as well and everything. So let's take a walk over there and look at that. Okay guys, look at these sweet potatoes. They are starting to really take off. So we're growing two different kinds this year. One, of course, is the pumpkin yam sweet potato, and the other is, I think, pronounced the Miyake. Do not quote me on that. I'm not sure how to pronounce that, but it's an all-purple sweet potato. And so we discovered the yam one last year because we decided to grow that one. Let's also take a look at the little bitty pots. Look, you all. Here are the tiny Tims and the little green lines. Some of the spots that you're seeing is from the fact that they are still adjusting, I guess, to being outside. Even though I had hardened them off, you will still have some of your plants that have to still adjust to certain temperatures and still being outside, unfortunately. As you can see, it only affects some of them here and there. It's not affecting all of them, but they will bounce back and everything. But I just think these little bitty grow pots are so cute. So I have the little green lime as well as the tiny Tim. Last and not least, let's look at some of these beautiful kale greens. Yes, they are here, as I said, in the bed with the marjoram, which is what you're currently seeing, as well as with the collard greens. And these big, beautiful, lush leaves right here, those are turnips. But we have the scarlet kale, which you can see it's just beautiful, along with the regular kale, along with the Thai basil. So this is just some of the things that we are still growing here at the home. And so we will still be planting out more along the way and everything, but I encourage you to definitely just get out and try to grow yourself something. you will find that there's no worse failure than actually not trying and everything. So I would say get out and try. Yes, vegetables may not be your niche. Maybe you're an herb person. Maybe you're a flower person. Who knows? I know that everybody can grow something, and everybody has their niche that they are good at. And so the worst thing to do is to not even try. By not trying, it's failure within itself. Don't be afraid to fail. I mean, that is the fun part of gardening, is the trials and the tribulations that you may go through. And you will also learn from a lot of your experiences. One year, this may grow great for you. The next year, it may not. But don't be afraid to try. Don't give up. Trust, I've been trying to grow cauliflower now for, oh Lord, I can't even remember how many years. But every year, I keep trying. I'll just keep trying maybe a different seed to say, okay, well, maybe that's not the one that's going to grow here in Kentucky really well. Or whatever, you know, because some years are better years. Like one year, my tomatoes were just wonderful. The next year, not so much. One year, my green beans were just wonderful. The next year, not so much. Last year, my cucumbers were like everywhere. I'm hoping that this year that they're decent, because the thing being is each year things do change. So don't be afraid to try and everything. But I'd like to thank you for taking a little evening walk with me with this city girl with country roots and everything. And I hope that you will tune in and definitely subscribe to my channel, like my channel, share my channel with your friends, your families, and everyone and everything, so that you too can learn about gardening, see what may work here in a zone 6. I don't necessarily say 6A or 6B. I know some people are really hung up on that, but I'll just simply say zone 6, because depending on where you fall at, especially here in Kentucky, you might be an A, you could be a B, and even here we have some 7s. So it just depends. I would always say definitely find out what your zone itself is and work with that, but do not be afraid to try to grow anything. You never know what you may like. You never know what you may be good at. So until next time, you all, be blessed, be safe, and this city girl with country roots is signing out for today. Have a good one. Bye-bye.